Kigali, Rwanda, a city of transformation, sustainability, and ambition. From 10th to 12th, December 2024, this vibrant capital welcomed over 200 delegates, physically and virtually, for the 17th Africa Leather Value Chain Annual Forum, a gathering of government officials, industry leaders, SMEs, and development partners united to shape the future of Africa's leather industry. The forum began with an atmosphere of excitement and purpose. Delegates from across Africa and beyond gathered in Kigali, the capital city of Rwanda, for 3 days of groundbreaking discussions aimed at transforming the continent's leather value chain. With a focus on resilience, inclusivity, and sustainability, the 17th Africa Leather Value Chain Annual Forum was officially underway. Rwanda is proud to host this forum. Our transformation from a nation overcoming challenges to one embracing sustainable development is a demonstration of the power of vision and collaboration.
Investing in the capacity building, infrastructure development, technological innovation, in particular to connect our continent.
It is this spirit that we hope will inspire Africa's leather industry to reach its true potential. The highlight of the opening day was the keynote address by LPI Executive Director Nicholas Mudungwe.
It is our forum, isn't it? So we are here to discuss and find solutions and come up with practical interventions that will address and improve the performance of the leather value chain in Africa. That is why we are here.
His presentation painted a vivid picture of the challenges and opportunities within Africa's leather industry. The statistics were clear. Africa accounts for less than 5% of the global leather market. To claim 20% of the projected $700 billion market by 2028, the continent must prioritize transformation, innovation, and collaboration.
In 2022, it was estimated at 420 billion globally, and Africa's share was less than 5%. But when we look at the resource base, Africa has the potential of 20%, meaning by 2022, Africa was losing more than $50 billion. And the sector is projected to reach 700 billion by 2028-2029.
Africa's resources are immense, but without transformation, they remain untapped. Our challenge is to move beyond potential and build a thriving leather industry that uplifts communities, creates jobs, and contributes meaningfully to the global economy. The day concluded with an inspiring showcase of progress and innovation from across the continent. From Ethiopia's thriving leather cities to Uganda's rapidly growing Kampala leather cluster, the presentations demonstrated the transformative power of collaboration, strategic planning, and determination. These stories offered a glimpse into what's possible when SMEs are empowered and supported.
We won't be talking about finance. At times, it's about just creating relationships. At times, you just don't need to produce cash to have materials delivered.
To have many questions, but don't discourage.
Of the character of our profile across the continent, micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises are the majority by far, and yet what I think we have been neglecting is...
Day one of the 17th Africa Leather Value Chain Annual Forum laid the foundation for what was to come. The opening remarks and keynote address energized participants, while the inspiring stories from SME clusters across Africa showcased the industry's potential. As the day ended, delegates left with a sense of purpose, ready to dive deeper into the challenges and opportunities of Africa's leather industry.
So we need the government to take the lead in infrastructure development. If we say we want clusters for our SMEs to come together and be able to increase productivity, we would want that the governments, apart from all these other partners, should also take ownership in providing infrastructure and all the other implements, machinery, that apart from just providing the playing field, a level playing field and the environment through their policies, we want to see actual infrastructure come into play so that When we're saying SMEs are failing to meet certain targets, we should blame the SMEs. If we're not giving them capacity in terms of infrastructure, then we're not helping them to succeed.
Day 2 began with a deep dive into the transformative potential of government procurement in strengthening local manufacturing. Experts outlined strategies to help SMEs tap into public procurement opportunities, creating pathways for growth and job creation.
Because in 2017, the former president made a pronouncement that all our disciplined forces will not be allowed to buy their uniform and their boots from outside the country. And that's where the journey that now I want to talk about in a few minutes began. That was 2017, I think around 12th December, when he was addressing the nation. After that, the following year, the ministry that I work for, the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, was asked to coordinate that, and therefore we put together a team. I think
Market access and financial inclusion emerged as pressing topics during the second session of the day. Survey findings revealed a collective financial demand of $47.5 million across over 1,000 SMEs in 11 African countries, with the average loan requirement per enterprise at $50,875. The challenge isn't a lack of funding, it's about alignment. Financial institutions need tailored products for the leather sector, while SMEs must prepare to meet these requirements by formalizing their operations and building capacity. Sustainability was a recurring theme throughout the forum, especially during discussions on eco-friendly practices and the adoption of circular economies. Delegates recognized that aligning with global standards on traceability and environmental safety is not just an obligation, it's an opportunity to elevate Africa's leather industry on the world stage. Sustainability isn't just about compliance, it's about creating value for communities and the environment while boosting competitiveness. By adopting greener practices, we can create long-term benefits for everyone involved. Day 2 of the forum tackled the heart of the challenges facing Africa's leather value chain, from leveraging public procurement to addressing financial gaps and embracing sustainability. The day offered delegates actionable insights and strategies to drive the industry forward.
Production of hides and skins at the lower stage, and someone can see the reason why they need to do it correctly. As soon as they do that, you can sit here and just keep receiving high quality leather every time you receive hides and skins.
The conversations and collaborations set the stage for a brighter, more inclusive future for Africa's leather sector. The final day of the 17th Africa Leather Value Chain Annual Forum began with an inspiring session celebrating the progress of semi-clusters across Africa.
Leather cluster, which was formed 2 years ago, and started with 5 members, but as we speak now, it has garnered 32 SMEs, and the plans also to register underway. And actually, the chairperson is here, and he told me that maybe by next week they are going to receive their certificates.
A shining example was Rwanda's Chika Leather Cluster, which grew from 30 SMEs to 324 in just 2 years, demonstrating the power of strategic planning, resource sharing, and collaboration.
Rwanda was represented by Kigali Leather Cluster, and it was also formed in the last 2 years, and it started with 30 SMEs, but now it has 324 SMEs.
Clusters enable us to pool resources, share knowledge, and access markets collectively. This is the key to unlocking Africa's leather potential. Leadership and governance emerged as critical themes for the leather industry's future. Panelists explored how strong governance structures and visionary leadership can address systemic challenges and build a more resilient value chain. Good governance and visionary leadership are essential. Associations must lead the charge in advocating for policies that benefit the entire value chain, ensuring that every stakeholder has a voice and a role in shaping our industry. As the 17th Africa Leather Value Chain Annual Forum drew to a close, delegates reflected on the impactful discussions, inspiring success stories, and strengthened partnerships forged over 3 days. There was a shared sense of purpose as participants prepared to translate ideas into action, and drive Africa's leather industry forward.
I have to commend ALPI for the efforts that they have sent. Africa needs a lot of effort to get going, but I remember that in 2011 when we joined, we were still discussing making national strategies for leather for all of the members of the COMESA region, and that has now been accomplished.
This is just the beginning. Together, we can build a leather value chain that not only meets global standards, but also uplifts communities across Africa.
I can say that I'm very impressed by the debate. The debate which show us and give us hope for the leather value chain within COMESA, and that we can, extrapolate to African free zone.
From Kigali, the journey continues, powered by collaboration, innovation, and the unyielding belief in Africa's potential. The 17th Africa Leather Value Chain Annual Forum has set the stage for transformative growth, and the path forward is bright.
So let me take this opportunity to thank all of you for converging here from different parts of the continent of Africa.
What we have seen, we design a strategy, it is put in the shelf, and the country forgets about it. So we also want to start to recognize countries for implementing their strategies.
In bringing the 17th Africa Leather Value Chain Forum to life, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the partners whose collaboration and commitment have made this event a remarkable success. Among the institutional partners, the African Union Inter-African Bureau for Animal Resources, AU-IBAR, whose support will advance traceability and standards across the value chain. The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, represented by its dedicated member states, and Sustainable Leather Foundation, SELF, which champions improved certification and global standards for African tanneries. We are equally grateful to our development partners, including the European Union, EU, supporting eco-friendly production initiatives for its commitment to financing and credit guarantees. The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA, contributing to trade and policy alignment. Africa Exim Bank, a critical partner in unlocking financial opportunities for SMEs. And the African Organization for Standardization, ARSO, which has been instrumental in capacitating leather-based SMEs on standards. Our sincere appreciation also goes to the governmental partners, particularly the member states of ALPI, Burundi, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, Malawi, Rwanda, Sudan, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe, whose proactive payment of ALPI contributions and implementation of regional and national leather value chain strategies and policies, and developing infrastructure such as centralized effluent treatment plants and leather parks, is shaping the future of the sector. A special recognition goes to the government of Rwanda for hosting this forum and showcasing its commitment to sustainable growth in the leather industry. Lastly, we celebrate the vital role played by private sector stakeholders and SMEs who remain the backbone of the leather value chain, and other development partners working tirelessly to support capacity building, traceability, and compliance across the continent. Together, these partnerships embody the spirit of collaboration and innovation, driving Africa's leather industry towards a sustainable, competitive future. In bringing the 17th Africa Leather Value Chain Forum to life, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the partners whose collaboration and commitment have made this event a remarkable success. Finally, we acknowledge the Africa Leather and Leather Products Institute, ALLPI staff members, the driving force behind the success of the forum.
The stakeholders came together to discuss difficult issues, key among them market access and financial access. They didn't just talk about the problems, but they also discussed the possible solutions. The energy optimistic, the stakeholders confident that Africa will compete better on the global stage. Tomboya, Prime Edition, Kigali, Rwanda.